Everyone, I remember when Heath Ledger played the Joker, and that was a long time ago. And this line stood out to me. I think he was talking to Harvey Dent, and this is a paraphrase, but it'll serve its purpose here. So I'm just going to read this meme. He says, you know what I've noticed? Nobody panics when things go according to plan. If tomorrow I tell the press that like 34 died in bombings in Iraq last week, no one panics because it's all part of the plan. And I'll leave the other side of the quote because it doesn't matter. I want you to see if in this reporting you can see any of that. Don't panic, everyone. It's all part of the plan. We were expecting that. Just keep watch. The Ontario's second coronavirus case has been confirmed. Okay, here we go. CBC News is reporting. The tweet was from the Toronto Sun, but I'm looking at the CBC article. Second presumptive case of coronavirus confirmed in Ontario. A second presumptive case of coronavirus has been confirmed in Ontario, according to the province's top doctor. In a statement issued early Monday, Dr. David Williams said that the individual is the wife of a man believed to be Ontario's first presumptive case of the virus. The pair had traveled to Wuhan, China, and recently returned to Toronto. She has been in self-isolation since they arrived, the statement says. Public health officials, I scroll down, have previously said the woman's husband, a man in his 50s, has been showing mild symptoms on the flight from Guangzhou, China to Toronto. They've since been reaching out to those aboard the China Southern Airlines flight who sat within 2 meters of the man. He is now at Sunnybrook Hospital, where he remains in stable condition. The woman is at home and not in hospital. Quote, as we understand it, her case isn't as severe as her husband and isn't in need of hospital care, a provincial health official told CBC News. I mean, that's an interesting piece of information. Two things I want to kind of highlight here. They've consistently been saying he's a man in his 50s. So they're trying to maybe say he's immune compromised because he's older. And they're saying that he's sick enough to be in the hospital, where his wife is not. That's new to me, right? Anyway, I think that's interesting, right? He's ill enough that he needs to be hospitalized. His wife is allowed to continue to self-isolate in her home, which is interesting. I wonder how that works. Is anybody allowed to come and go from that house? Like, how does that work? Is anybody else there? How does she get food? Who delivers the food? How does it? Nobody's thinking about quarantining her? Is it just self-isolation, like order a pizza now and then? Don't cough on the delivery driver? It just seems really, really kind of a laissez-faire response. And we'll get to our government. Just you wait. Hold on. Back to the article. Dr. Michael Gardam, an infectious disease specialist and chief of staff at Humber River Hospital in Toronto, said the second presumptive case doesn't make him worry. Why? Because the disease was spread between two people who had close contact, and there remains no evidence that the disease is spreading beyond that in Ontario. Don't worry, everybody. It's part of the plan. We expected this. We expected this so much that we sent his wife home. Yeah, we saw this coming. No problems, everyone. It's part of the plan. Quote, this is unfortunately something we were prepared for, he said on CBC Radio's Metro Morning, where he fielded calls from concerned residents in the Greater Toronto area. I'll tell you, this is me, not the article. I called my daughter's school. I called my son's daycare, and I told them and asked them, has anybody been traveling to China? And I said, if anybody's been traveling to China recently and they've come back, I would pull my kid. Period. I'm not trying to be alarmist, but I think that there's a little bit of complacency in Canada. 2003, SARS happened, and we remember that. I remember SARS Fest and all sorts of stuff happening. But I think that there's like a little bit of thought like this can't happen here. And, well, we're going to get to, I think that it's happening. And I think that it should be taken seriously. And I think that maybe our government isn't, but we're going to get there. Okay, back to this. For those who are worried about traveling or being out in public, Gardam said there remains no perfect answer to avoiding illness, but suggested people should avoid anyone who appears sick and always take care to wash their hands. Hand washing is something that never goes out of style. Avoiding illness is kind of different than avoiding the coronavirus, right? I think those are two different things, really. Back to this. As for face masks, Gardam said, the jury is still out on how effective they are when it comes to preventing the spread of disease. Early data on the new form of the virus suggests masks won't be especially effective, and some say repeatedly touching and adjusting the masks with unwashed hands could do more harm than good. Chinese Health Commission officials and the number of deaths from the flu-like virus in Hubei province, sorry if I've got that wrong, where the disease is believed to have originated, has climbed from 56 to 76, and I think it's 80 now, just before I went live, with 4 deaths elsewhere in the country. The total number of confirmed cases in China has risen to 2,744. Canada's chief public health officer has said that she believes there will be more cases imported into Canada because of global flight patterns, but she notes there is little risk of becoming infected here. Dr. Teresa Tam also said she expects to receive official confirmation Monday from Winnipeg's National Microbiology Lab that the man's illness is indeed the new coronavirus. The diagnosis is presumptive until the lab finds the same positive results as the tests conducted in Toronto. The news of Canada's first presumptive coronavirus patient came Saturday as authorities around the world grappled with the new type of virus. And here is this tweet. This was sent January 26 at 11:30 a.m. and that was yesterday, and it says, a woman on the same January 22nd flight from China as the first Toronto coronavirus case called 911 because she was too afraid to go to the hospital. She said she had a sore throat. 4 ambulances showed up. Somewhere on 16th Avenue, neighbor filmed this. And so here we go. We'll watch this.
嗱，我而家錄啊，嗱嗰啲嗱錄啊，我喺個窗喺屋企個窗門口錄俾你睇啊。嗱，嗰啲着住太空人而家開始全副武裝啊！嗰個人喺入邊啊，喺我屋企頭先佢打電話俾我，佢話死咯！我坐20號嗰班機，我而家喉嚨有啲痛，我打電話911叫車我去醫院，我都自己唔夠膽去醫院啊，叫佢嚟車四部嗰啲救護車有警車，成條街俾佢泊滿晒，而家睇佢點樣去，嗰個人仲未出嚟啊！話我都驚，我喺隔離屋啊！
Sorry about that. That took a little long to get my voice back. So, somebody's taking it seriously. Isn't that interesting? Not Justin Trudeau, though. Here's Faith Goldie tweeting. She says, since Canada announced coronavirus landed on our shores, has the PM mulled over halting air travel from China? Has he addressed the nation or pledged more funds for an expected increase in cases? Nope, nothing but personal days. Here's Saturday. And I think that's Saturday. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Personal day and personal day. And here's Justin Trudeau today. He's meeting with Juan Guido, and he's attending question period. Maybe one question is, why aren't we halting flights from China? Right? Here's the last little bit. Here is an ad that's running on YouTube, it appears. And this is posted by a Canadian. So it says, wow, look at that. Within almost 24 hours, I'm getting advertisements on YouTube from the government of Canada about supposed hysteria over Asian-born diseases. Absolutely unnerving. It portrays white Canadians as ignorant and hateful monsters. And you and I paid for it. And this is a good breakdown. Yeah, here you go. This is how we portray the typical white Canadian. Your government hates you and wants you dead. And like just the artwork is what this gentleman is commenting on. Right? And the use of sympathetic people to play on your emotions, right? It's really interesting what's happening in our country, everyone. It's really interesting. We need to pay attention. Like, if you weren't awake before, maybe this will wake you up. I don't know. But my goodness. Whew. This is a legitimate reason to be worried. And it's not about racism. It's not about anything to do with race. It's everything to do with, well, I mean, just listening to what's happening in Wuhan is concerning, right? And imagining, I mean, we're a high density population and our hospitals are already in crisis mode if you live in Brampton, right? Hallway medicine for most of Ontario. So are we ready for a big outbreak of something? We're not ready for a bad flu season. And Justin Trudeau's, well, you know, hanging out. It's so interesting. So interesting. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out CanadaPoly.com and CanadaReport.co and have a wonderful, wonderful